Huge pets are some of the most important and valuable pets in all of Pet Simulator 99. However, for lots of them, you need to pay heaps of Robux to even have a chance. And while you're struggling just to get a few huge pets, you see pros like me with hundreds of them. I used to be just like that, but by watching until the very end of this video, I'll expose the secrets on how I upgraded my inventory to absolutely hundreds of huge pets. To hundreds of huge pets completely free to play. I'm going to be going through the ultimate free to play huge pet guide in Pet Sim 99, with the methods getting better and better as the video goes on. From the worst huge pets that you should never go for at the start of the video, to the broken huge pet at the end, which is actually too easy to get, they need to nerf. But before we get into the broken methods, we need to get through the trash one. Wait, before you watch the rest of the video, I'm literally giving away 10 billion gems to one lucky winner in the comment section down below very soon. That's literally over 2 Titanics worth of gems, which is absolutely crazy. So if you guys want to go ahead and win that, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment your username down below, and you'll be in to win this insane giveaway. But anyways, let's get back to the video. Starting off with the worst huge pet chance in the entire game, we are at the daycare in area 20 for the huge amiibo in a spaceship. As you can see by coming over to the daycare, you can enroll 55 pets, and yes, I bet you guys completely forgot about this, but by enrolling 55 of these, we have a chance to get ourselves a gargantuan machine, hippo melon egg, huge amiibo on a spaceship, as even a gold and rainbow variant, and so many more insane rewards. However, if we enroll these, you might notice not only do we have to wait 6 hours or 2 hours if we're actively in game, but the huge amiibo in a spaceship comes at a chance 1 in 20 million. That means that you will need to submit 20 million pets inside the daycare for getting the correct chances of a huge amiibo on a spaceship, and it could take even longer than that. And considering that this pet literally only costs 72 million diamonds, there are a lot of better methods. Starting off the video, we're going to be going through the F tier huges that you guys should literally never go for ever. So if you guys even remember these huges, make sure you erase them from your memory, because these are just terrible. But remember, the huges will get better and better as the video goes on, with the S tier free to play huge method at the very end. Now the next one is going to be in World 1, and I guarantee you guys forgot about this too, because we're going to area 87 for the lucky block world, where you need to break lucky blocks for the chance to get a huge chroma lucky. Now you might think, oh, that's cool, all I need to do is break some breakables and I have a chance at a huge pet. I mean, this is super duper easy. However, no, it is absolutely not, because from these lucky blocks, this huge chroma lucky has a 1 in 2.5 million chance to spawn. 1 in 2.5 million. Are you seeing this? I've probably broken about like less than 50 lucky blocks right now, and you're telling me I need to open 2.5 million to get this chroma lucky. And the black lucky block does make it easier. However, this is definitely not the fastest method that you guys can use to get a huge. Another method which you guys should absolutely not be using is the chest rush minigame for the chance at a huge fire horse. This pet is worth 97 million gems, and this did actually come out like as soon as Pet Simulator 99 released, and literally like nobody has the huge fire horse. Basically what you need to do is get past all these stages, and then you break these breakables for a chance to get the huge fire horse. Sounds easy, right? However, similar to the last one, it is near impossible, with a literally 1 in 1 million chance to get the normal huge fire horse. So with those odds, you guys can just imagine how hard it is to get the gold and rainbow variant. And that is evident when you see the exist count on this thing, because it doesn't even show up. And when you try to locate it in the terminal, it's literally unable to locate. That's how few of these exist. So good luck if you're trying to get this, but it's not even worth that much, and it's like impossible to get. Now for the next few, I think I'll rapid fire through because they are really hard to get. Like the huge Lumi axolotl from the secret room, which not only costs 1 secret key, but it's also 1 in 200,000 chance of spawning. Similar to that, we have the huge colorful wisp, which you can increase your chances by getting a surge or just going to a place with higher odds. However, this huge is going to be 1 in 250,000. Also, I don't know why I'm invisible. Now the next one I bet you guys weren't expecting is actually the wood cutting in the Olympus world in the void. Yeah, I bet you guys haven't been to this area in about 2 years, but if we come into wood cutting, this has to be the lowest chance anyone can get at a huge pet. Okay, so practically what you have to do in this world is you cut down these trees and then you get coins. And I mean, like, this is just riveting gameplay right here. I can't imagine anything more fun I could be doing with my Sunday morning. But basically, you cut down 85 trees and then you get 1 gift, and the gift has like a very slim chance, 1 in a few thousand, to get the huge Trojan horse. I mean, that is just absolutely not worth it. But with that, those are the last huges in F tier that you guys should absolutely not go for. And now we'll be moving on to D tier. These are ones that you still shouldn't go for, but are at least a tiny bit better than the F tier huges. Kicking off the D tier, we have the active huge pets. All right, so these are the things that you can hatch from the best egg in the game as of current, which is in the fantasy world, egg 291. And you have a chance to get any of these, and they actually refresh, I think, every 48 or every 24 hours. Now, while these are like fine to get, they are so cheap. Like, look at this, 30 million, 35 million. These are like some of the cheapest huge pets in the entire game. They also have no demand, and they're like pretty much impossible to get. I mean, you need to put on all these lucky things. You even have to put on these huge hunter potions, not to mention the game pass, which literally costs like 4,000 robux. And like, I did buy that and I got it, but like, I've never gotten an active huge pet before. Like, so many people have never gotten active huge pets. I think it was speculated that they're 1 in 100 million, but that is not confirmed. So you guys should probably not go for that. I mean, it's not very good. Unless you are hatching egg 291 for something I'll talk about later on in the video, then that could be a good approach to kind of get for on the side, but that's never something that you should be aiming for. Now for the next one, we have this area right here, the chest raid. Okay, this happens twice per day at 12 p.m. and 10 p.m. CST for a chance at the huge glitched cat. Now you could be thinking that the huge glitched cat is good, and that could be a reasonable argument, because if you come over to here and look up glitched cat, it is actually going to run you 3 billion gems with a decent demand if you do get it. However, it is 3 billion gems for a reason. Okay, this has been out for so long, and literally like nobody has it. It's one of the rarest huge pets in the entire game. Like, you can literally only play this minigame twice a day. You have to be online, and sometimes like you might be asleep or something like that. You need to play like a whole separate minigame where you need to like break a bunch of chests. It's a real hassle, only to get like a tiny chance at the huge glitched cat. Literally at one point, everyone in the entire game was playing this for a clan war, and yet barely any of these exist because they are so hard to get. But if you are going to go for this, good luck, because you will get a big reward of 3 billion gems if you get it. Next up, we do have two things which are relatively similar in rarity, which is extremely hard. Okay, first off, we have the elemental gift to go ahead and get yourself the huge water zebra. For the elemental gift, you need to complete all of these quests. So for this, I need to catch 10 fire bats and 2 storm griffins. And the problem with that is not only do you need to get a whole bunch of those capture cubes inside the elemental world, which are actually like kind of hard to get. Look, like you have to come to the separate merchant to get 6 of them. And you also need to catch them, which like, look, this is only 41% chance. That's only a 56% chance. So it's not like they're completely easy to get. And you need to do all that to get one gift, which has like I can't make up the chances because I actually don't know, but it's like a 1 in something thousand probably to get the huge out of the gift. And the huge water zebra is not even that good. So yeah, that is not the play. Similar to that, we're going to go on over to the doodle area, because this is also one you should not be going for. This doodle gift, okay? For one, you need to complete this entire like area here, which takes ages because you need 25,000 doodle power to beat that dragon, and I have 6, okay? And then you also need to spend doodle tokens to go ahead and beat these guys. Okay, I'm just going to use an auto clicker, but like, yeah, I mean, it's a real hassle. Dude, I'm literally losing. How? I don't understand. Dude, okay, well, am I coming back? Am I coming up? What is happening, bro? How am I losing this? Yeah, okay, this mini game is not particularly easy. And then once again, once you open that gift, it's a ridiculously hard chance to get the huge doodle agony. So yeah, I wouldn't say that's particularly worth it, but that's the end of D tier, okay? Those are the huges that you shouldn't go for. And now we have the C tier, okay? That's like, if you really want this huge, you can go for it. It's not the absolute worst. However, there are a lot better than that, because remember, it goes B, A, and then S tier at the end of the video with the absolute best huge to get, which I can't believe no one even remembers it. Now for this first huge, kicking off the C tier, we're going to be doing something that I haven't done in a very long time, and that is going to be jumping into the lava and pressing the home button at the same time. Hey, here we go. Okay, so once you're here, the story's not over. I mean, if you guys have hit some 99 OGs, you guys probably remember this at the back of your mind. However, this has one of the rarest huge pets in the entirety of Pet Simulator 99. I think only like 6 or 7 of them even exist, but it's going to be the golden huge angel dog, which has a 1 in 100,000 chance to spawn. And you guys might be wondering, like, what does 1 in 100,000 mean? Basically, every time you go up, it generates a set of like these 4 stairs like this. So it generates one going that way, that way, that way, that way. And then one of those is a 1. So that's one chance, and then it'll divert into spawning the huge angel dog. So that's like one attempt there. So basically, you need to climb up practically 400,000 of these flights to get it. Not only that, but you can't even do it AFK because you need to like walk to a separate like platform after the stairway to heaven to get it. And there's literally no other perk to doing this besides trying to get that ultra rare huge. And it's literally been out since the game's release in December 2023, and only like 6 of them exist. Like, that's crazy. Also, I thought I just got it, bro. My stomach actually just dropped. But yeah, I mean, if you go for this, you will literally be worth like gargantuan's worth of value. However, it is like pretty much impossible to get. And for the next one, this is one that was once extremely overpowered. However, they absolutely nerfed to the ground, making it like pretty much impossible. First off, you need to use a treasure hideout key, which you need, I believe, to craft the top and the bottom of. But then once you do that, you will get a treasure hideout key to come in here. And practically what you need to do, it will unlock this thing of breakables right here. And then you will have a very small chance to get yourselves the huge electric cat. Let's see, do I have one? I probably don't. Yeah, but these used to be so easy to get once it released. And then they nerfed it so hard because so many people were abusing this and getting bulk huges. So they made it pretty much impossible. And now this place is forgotten. So I mean, you guys can come here if you absolutely want to, because you do get 30 minutes as well as some boosted drop rates. I mean, I don't know the exact chances on this. It is unknown. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to go for this, it's not the worst. However, there are lots of betters because this is only C tier. Now for the next one, I guarantee you guys forgot about this because I even forgot about it until I was researching for this video, which is probably why this method is so bad. But we're going to come into the hacker area. Okay, I've not been in here for like 2 years, but here we go. We have the virus portal, and basically how this works, I'm hoping I remember how it works. You need to like break all of the like chests, and then you get like a chance to get it. So you can see there's kind of like, there's like 4 platforms where the chests spawn, and then you get a chance hatching the huge egg for the huge virus. Oh, here we go. Okay, even I forgot it. So practically what you have to do is you need to come over to these orbs around the outside and then break all of them to unlock the chest, which you guys can then go ahead and break. So you can see there's this virus orb, and my pets were kind of covering it. You need to break them all around the chest, and then once you break all 4 of the chests, then you'll be able to hatch for the huge virus griffin. So here we go. I just broke all of the orbs, so that took quite a while. And then now we need to break this chest, which is incredibly slow. So yeah, this is not a quick and easy egg to hatch. All right, so now we just broke the first chest, and then now we can open this egg for 10 minutes. Yeah, okay, that is pretty trash. I mean, the part about this that can make it somewhat worth it is you can actually get an egg with like a 100 times huge chance or something, which obviously makes your odds 100 times easier, which means like this one is literally 1x, so it's like impossible to get a huge, especially in 10 minutes. So yeah, not worth it at all. The only reason I put it at C tier is because like at least there's like a chance to get a 100x, which is actually good, but yeah, otherwise not worth it at all. Now the next stuff in C tier is actually something I bet you guys forgot about, and that is the farming world. I mean, this place is a little funky. It got released when Grow a Garden was popping, but now it's just kind of a permanent world, and you guys can get a few items in this world to this day, I think. I mean, I don't really play it, but apparently you can get the huge pixel otter and the titanic pixel monkey, and like I put this as high up as it is in C tier, which is not that high up, because you can actually get yourself a titanic. However, it is literally like this place is trash. And basically in this world, there is 1 huge and 1 titanic that you can get from this leaderboard tournament, which happens every single week. So the top 5 people get a titanic pixel Dominus Astra, and then the top 5,000 get a huge pixel griffin. Okay, so that means that there are 5,000 huges up to grabs and just 5 titanics up for grabs per week, which is just like not that good. I mean, you can come here because like literally no one plays it except the bots. Okay, so good luck, because you will need to compete against the bots to get these titanics, which is not ideal. And practically how you can get them is to get the heaviest hatch in the week. So you need to just get 1 singular hatch that's like really heavy. It doesn't matter about how many you do, but obviously the more you do, the higher chance you get on getting on there. So I guess they're pretty easy huge to get if you just grind this out, but there are a lot of better options than just sitting in this world. And kind of similar to this, we have the fishing world. Yeah, I mean, I barely play this either. It was like an event that they made a full thing, and there are actually lots of huges and even titanics that you can get in this world, but the worst one that we're going to cover right now is the Kraken Whirlpool, where like you can get a titanic Kraken, which is pretty freaking good. I mean, if you can get a titanic from that, go ahead. But basically how you can get it, and this is going to kick off the B tier. I mean, now we're getting pretty good. I mean, these are huges that are just good to get. I mean, obviously not the best once again, but they are pretty good huges to go for and actually have like a pretty good chance of getting them. And we have lots inside of this fishing fishing world, including a Titanic, which, like, you know, that could just be a bonus extra with the huge. And to start off the B tier, we actually have two things that you can actually get just from fishing. Okay, so just by fishing into the waters, you have a small chance of not only getting yourself the Titanic leafy seahorse, but also the huge anglerfish. Okay, that's literally just by coming here and playing the fishing minigame, you have a extremely slim chance of getting those. Those are pretty bad chances, but the reason why I put it so high up is because there are actually other huges and Titanics that you can get at the same time. Okay, and that is going to be inside of the fishing contest. Okay, because basically it's of the heaviest catch of the week. So just like the growing one that we talked about earlier, this is of the heaviest singular catch that you do. Top 5,000 get a huge stingray, and then the top 5 get a Titanic narwhal. Okay, so while you're fishing and trying to get the Titanic leafy seahorse and the huge anglerfish, you can go ahead and get yourselves the huge stingray and the Titanic narwhal. So that is 4 huges and Titanics that you can get at the same time, which, if you ask me, that's pretty good chances, because if you're going for 4, surely you'll get 1. And for the last one, we're gonna go over to Blizzard Bay, because if we come over to this egg, we actually have an increased chance to get the huge pirate dog just from hatching this egg. And you do actually need coins, which means that you will need to do the fishing. However, that is pretty good. And you can also get yourselves the huge snow crab in this area just from fishing in here. So if you want the highest odds to get yourselves like those 4 Titanics and huges that we talked about earlier, plus the huge snow crab, you can just fish in this area, and that's literally 5 huges that you can get at once. And then you can use those coins to get here. So if you just want to hardcore grind out this fishing zone, there are lots of huges and Titanics to get, and there's not that many people in here, so it's not a hard competition. Continuing with B tier, we're going to go into the millionaire world, and this is another clan battle that has now been completely forgotten. It's the millionaire race. Okay, so basically you have 10 of these millionaire races per day. We have the chance to get the huge turtle, huge something turtle. So basically you need to run through these rooms, and then you have a chance of getting yourselves the turtle. I'm pretty sure you need to get to like room 17 to get the turtle initially, and then if you continue risking it, you can get a golden, rainbow, shiny rainbow, etc. Also, we're doing pretty good for the first game. It's gonna be clown. Oh my god, wait, what if we get it right now on the video? Oh my gosh, wait, we're actually cooking. Oh my gosh, we're cooking, dude, please. Oh my gosh, wait, we might actually get it, guys. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, bro, all we need to do is get to like room 17. Bro, we were so close. But basically the odds to get all the way to room 16 to get yourselves just a regular huge is 1 in 1,955. Okay, that is not too good. And to get the absolute best rainbow shiny huge from this, it's a 1 in 31,280 chance to get the rainbow shine. Okay, I mean, that is not easy, especially since you can only do 10 chances a day and there's a cooldown. But this is not the last time we'll be back in millionaire world, so don't worry about that. Back in the hacker world, and this time we're going over to the hacker chest for the chance to get yourselves the huge hacked skeleton. Okay, so basically how you can get hacker keys to open up the hacker chest is you need to go ahead and just break breakables in the best zone here, which is going to be right over here. Now, hacker keys are very hard to buy in the trading plaza just because obviously no one grinds this zone. However, that means that the huge pit is pretty valuable. Have a look at that. 435 million gems with a decently high demand, and you can also go ahead and get yourselves the golden and the rainbow variant. Now, these keys are near impossible to get, which is why no one comes here, and these are so hard to get. However, once you guys use the fortune flags, treasure hunters, and all of that type of stuff to empower your enchants and all that, you guys can actually go ahead and get yourselves one of the rarest huges in the entire game, and this is completely untapped. I bet you guys even forgot about this. And if you score yourselves a rainbow, you will go ahead and get yourselves a cheeky 5.25 billion gems, which is literally worth more than some Titanics. Now, also in the B tier, we're going to be talking about all of these spinny wheels. Okay, I mean, these things all are pretty hard to get a huge because not only it doesn't show up every single time on the wheel, but once you guys get it on the wheel, it's only 1 in 1,000 to get it. So I mean, this is pretty low B tier. It's kind of hard to get these. However, the tickets are relatively cheap to get in the trading plaza. So if you want to farm up a whole ton of these, you can absolutely do that. And remember, you can do this in Void World, Fantasy World, Tech, and Spawn World. I just don't want to go through all of them. However, you can get yourselves a whole bunch of different huges. Another thing in B tier, which has to do with a spinning wheel, which I bet you guys forgot about, is at the very beginning of Tech World to go ahead and get yourselves the huge brain. Yes, okay, that's pretty weird, but you are going to need a huge brain to remember this zone, okay? You will get yourselves a 1 in 10,000 chance to get yourselves the huge brain. However, each spin costs 100,000 diamonds, which means that you will need to spend 1 billion diamonds on average to get yourselves the huge brain. And I mean, 1 million million gems for a pet that's worth 400 million doesn't sound that good, which means that you are going to need to beat the odds and then spend less than the required to go ahead and get this. And if you do that, you'll get yourselves a nice little profit and a free huge in the process. Not to mention that if you get a gold, it's worth 700 million, or if you get a rainbow, it's worth even more. All right, now we're getting into the fun stuff. We are kicking off A tier now. These are like really good huge bits to grind for. These are some of the best ones that you should grind for, which almost always give free-to-play huge pets very, very fast. And the only thing that's better than these A tier free-to-play huge pets is the one at the very end of the video, the S tier, which is literally broken. But before we get into that, let's talk about all the A tiers, starting off with all of the key chests. And first off, we have the crystal chest. This chest is going to go ahead and give you guys the chance to get the huge vibrant whale, which is a fairly common huge pet. Literally only being a 1 in 16,000 chance, which is pretty easy if you think about it, because I can literally open like 100 of these keys every 5 seconds. Have a look at that. And with the key mastery upgrades, it is even easier, because if I go ahead and consume 100 keys, I spend 100, but I actually save 6, so I only spent 94 to get 100 chances. Now, these crystal keys are super easy to get. I mean, they don't even go for that much in the trading plaza, literally 11,000 gems each, but you can just get them as drops in a World 1. Now, if you want to up your game a little bit, maybe be like, oh, you know, that one is a little bit too basic for me, you can go on over to the tech world and go to the tech chest to have a chance to get the huge robot, which is a pretty sick looking huge pet, which is also very easy, even easier than the crystal chest. Because the huge robot is literally 1 in 11,430 keys. Okay, that is pretty easy. I mean, obviously a rainbow is 1 in 285,000, which is a lot harder, while the gold is 1 in 56,140. Okay, I know that's a lot of info to take in, but 1 in 11,430 for the regular is pretty much all you need to know. These keys are once again super easy to get. If we look up tech key, they are only worth 14k, so just a little bit more expensive than the crystal keys, and you can get them in bulk just by farming in the last area of tech. Now, as for void keys and fantasy keys, they are quite a lot harder to get, and they are more expensive. As you can see, this void key goes for 30,000, while this fantasy key goes for 50,000. However, the huges are some of the easiest ones to get in the game, because they both share chances of 1 in 3,170 for the normal version, either from this chest or to get to the Inkwell Wisp in the fantasy world. The rainbow is 1 in 79,400, while the gold is 1 in 55,880. These are all so easy to get, and considering that these keys are only a little bit more, this could be the way to go, which is why they're in A tier. Now, the next thing for A tier is an absolute sleeper, okay? This is going to be the free gifts, okay? Because they have a chance for the huge and titanic werewolf, okay? Now, you guys probably forgot that these even existed, because they did actually add the titanic werewolf to this not long ago, making this an A tier because it is so good. Bro, you can literally get a titanic from this. And this is not one that you have to grind for, because it's literally like automatic. If you get the free gifts and mastery perk, I think you get like automatically claim at level 90. Yeah, so that is going to be the way to go once you get that. And I'm pretty sure you can only get the huge from these last two, and the huge and titanic are both 1 in 500,000. So those are just like kind of ones that you can get passively, I guess, because it's either 1 in 500,000 to get the huge and the same chances for the titanic. So you guys can get that in the meantime while doing the other methods, which is why this is so high. Now, for the next one, we're in the tech world once again. Go into this area I bet you guys forgot once more. It's the claw machine, and this is an A tier because this is pretty crazy. Actually, you do need to use an arcade token to play this. However, you can actually just server hop, which makes this a little hard, but practically you have a chance to get a huge arcade dragon out of one of these eggs, and practically the number on it is the amount of drops you get. So I mean, if I get this a red one, I think I only get 1 drop. However, the rarest is pink, which means I will get 50 drops. That's 50 times chance for getting yourselves the huge arcade dragon. And these arcade tokens are pretty cheap to get too. I mean, I don't know the exact cost on it, but it's pretty cheap. Now, let's just try and get this. I mean, the best ones that you guys should be going for most of the time are these gray ones, because they are 20x, which means you get 20 drops. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we easily just snagged that. Let's go. Oh, okay, and it dropped out. But as long as you don't suck at claw machines, this is pretty good, and you can get yourselves the huge arcade dragon dragon, which does go for quite a bit of gems. And you do get these arcade tokens just from random drops, so you can get those while you're farming for keys and stuff if you're in the tech world. Now, we can't talk about keys without talking about prison keys, okay? We have the chance to get a huge prison cow inside of these jail cells, and basically what you have to do is you just run into any of these locked prison cells, and then you'll be able to use a prison key just like this. You can either use a prison key or a golden key to open this chest and have a chance to get it. I mean, you can only open the chest once before you need to move on, making this method a little bit annoying. However, the chances are pretty good if I do say so myself. If you guys do end up using a gold key, you'll actually 10x your chances of getting yourselves the huge, and obviously you can just get yourselves the prison keys from random drops inside of the prison world. So in the normal chest, a huge prison cow regular is 1 in 6,670, while the gold is 1 in 162. So pretty good if you do use the gold keys. Also in the prison world, in the A tier, we have the huge police cat, and there's two ways to get yourselves the huge police cat. And the first one is inside of this bank heist minigame, which actually has like a 2-hour cooldown, I think, when you play it, but you do have a chance to get yourselves the huge police cat. However, that's not the reason why this is an A tier, because I wouldn't recommend doing that. But what you can do is actually come into the secret police HQ area, which I bet you guys forgot about, where you guys can actually come over here and get increased chances to just hatch yourselves the huge police cat. Now, while the chances on these aren't specific, once you guys go ahead and use like empowered lucky enchants and, you know, all of these other buffs here like ultra lucky, lucky, and potions, you will be able to hatch yourselves one eventually, and literally all you need to do is go AFK. And that's a pretty common theme throughout a lot of eggs in the A tier, which I'm going to expose. Like in the obby world, probably has a huge with the highest chance of getting, because you can hatch it from this egg, the huge pineapple monkey. However, what you can also do to get this huge pet is do 3 other methods. The first one is to do this jungle boss fight with a chance of getting the huge pineapple monkey. You can also come over here and do this tiki egg hunt with a chance to get a 100x huge egg chance inside of here that you need to find. I mean, it's super broken, literally 100 times chance to get it. And while you're doing that and you're grinding the final area while you're hatching, you can actually come over here to the spawn area of Obby World, and you can craft up your seashells that you get from drops into summer gifts, where you can open those and get a chance at the huge pineapple monkey. So many ways to get that pineapple monkey. This is a really good huge to go for, especially as a free-to-play player, because pay-to-wins literally get no advantage in this. Now going into the millionaire world, you have a chance to get the huge pristine snake from this egg. And then the kawaii world, there's actually 2 places where you can get huges. The first one is inside of this alleyway, where basically you need to go through 4 alleys and break these chests. Of the alleys will store an egg where you can get yourselves the huge cupcake unicorn. However, you can only open the egg for 1 hour, and of course I am so unlucky. Here we go. The egg is only available for an hour. However, you do get the boosted odds to get this rare huge cupcake unicorn, where if you get that, it's the absolute holy grail. However, the only reason why this isn't like higher up is because you do need to move every hour, which is kind of annoying. But breaking these chests are not hard at all if you have broken pets from the fantasy world. You can also come and get the huge chef monkey inside of this egg, which is pretty good. There are 2 more huges that you can get inside of this area, or actually 3. The first one is just from opening this egg. You guys can go ahead and get yourselves the huge ghost axolotl. And then what you can do, just like while you're browsing this zone, just quickly go through and see if you can find any huge pets. There's like a few places where pets can spawn, and you can find 2 huge pets that spawn around the map. One of them is going to be the huge electric penguin, and the other one, I forgot what it's called, but it's like this dragon. Yeah, the huge version of this. So if you find those, you have a small chance of catching them. So I mean, they're not the easiest way to go, but I mean, it is pretty good just to get passively, because it doesn't take a lot of effort. You just need it to kind of spawn. Into the Olympus world, you guys can get the huge gorgon from this egg, and from the doodle world, you guys can go ahead and get yourselves the huge chroma doodle axolotl. Now in fantasy world, there's a whole lot of these huges here. I think the first one is going to be inside of this egg, egg 281, where you can get the huge scribe squirrel. Okay, but if you guys don't want to go for that, you can just go a few more eggs down and you will get a chance at this huge, I think it's called like the fiddle fern cat or something like that. that. I don't know, it's kind of weird. And egg 286. But then if you keep going down, this egg has a whole lot of huges in it, because not only can you get huge wisp griffin, but it's also the latest egg in the game right now, meaning that you have a chance to get any of the 3 active huge pets. Okay, so that is pretty good to go for, considering you literally just have to be AFK. But I can't talk about that without talking about the time trials, because there are a whole lot of huges and even titanics you can get in this zone. First one is going to be inside of these time trial gifts 2s, which you can get just from doing the time trials, which aren't very hard, and you have a chance to get this huge. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to pull it, but you can also get a titanic just from beating this, which is super good. The reason why the time trials are so high up on the list is because there are so many different pets that you can get. You can also break these or open these chests to get a whole bunch of different huges and titanics, those being the huge totem cub, the huge ancestor eagle, and the titanic scroll dragon. Also, the huge inside of this gift bag is called the palace puka. I just found it. Okay, done with the A tier. Now we are talking about the absolute best huge to go for as a free-to-play player in the entire game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure about this, and this is an extremely broken method that I think the developers forgot about because it's super untapped. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Drop your guesses in the comments as to what you think that this may be. Then I'm talking about the S tier. We're gonna go ahead and teleport over to World 3. Let's see if you guys have guessed it yet, because we're going to the Millionaire World, and I'm sure you guys have cracked the code by now. We are talking about the Millionaire Raffle inside of Pet Simulator 99, the absolutely most untapped method to get huges inside of this game. Have a look at this, guys. I can literally just come over here and put in these super cheap tickets. Okay, look, they're literally 16,000 gems each, so let's just put in like 10 million gems, which is probably like this. Okay, let's just put in around 10 million gems or something like that, which is super cheap. And then literally, what is my chance of getting it? A 14% chance to get a huge worth 26 million. Okay, so if you guys want to go ahead and do the gamble, you can do that. You can spend a lot, or another thing you guys can actually do is go ahead and auto enter. Basically, what you can do is you can just submit like 100 tickets, and then every single time you're in the game passively and you're automatically entering for a small chance, like a 2% chance every time to win. And then eventually you would have spent like none, and then you would have just won like overnight or something while you're grinding for another huge. And that's why this is so good, guys. You can literally get it while you're grinding for another huge. You can just get this one in the meantime. So let me know what you guys think. Is this the best one in the game? Did I miss something? Is it better? But yeah, that was the ultimate huge pet guide in Pet Simulator 99 for free-to-play players. Also, guys, I literally can't make this up. This is the hour after that raffle ended that I just submitted, and I literally won it. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. This method is the most overpowered method in the entire game. I would really appreciate if you guys liked and subscribed, because it does mean a lot, and this took a very, very long time. Yeah, and definitely make sure that you guys enter my 10 million gems giveaway, which is literally over 2 Titanics for absolutely free. All you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment your username down below, and you guys will be entered to win very, very soon. But I'll see you all later. Bye. This took ages. Please subscribe. Please. Bye. Please. I'm watching you, bro. Please.